What's up, everyone? I'm DJ Hamilton, and you're tuned into the DJ Sports Show, where we give you the latest, greatest, and most exciting sports stories in the world of sports. From interviews to having people's stories heard and told. This is the DJ Sports Show. Let's get it! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, DJ Hamilton of the DJ Sports Show. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button and share anybody you know who loves sports. Any listen to audio platforms, leave a 5-star rating and share anybody you know. I'm back again with my main guys, Dylan Bruton out in Arizona. How you doing, man? This came
I'm doing good. It's Bruton, but it's all good. But
Bruton. I don't know why I always say Bruton.
No, it's all good, man. But I'm doing well. I'm just thanking God that I'm not a Cowboys fan. I thank God for that every
How
day.
about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? Yeah.
And,
Oh, what a disgrace. What a disgrace that
my
franchise is.
One of my Nicholas Mullick, man.
From the Longhorns I trust.
NFL Scout doing his thing, man. He brought a lot of great energy last time in the AFC North. That was a great episode, man.
Oh, man, I watched it again. It was so great. I watched the
bro. That was funny. No, I gotta cut clips. I'm gonna put in Opus clips so it can cut clips for me, and I'm gonna take 1 or 2 and just post it, bro. That was a funny episode.
Absolutely,
bro.
Dude. Absolutely.
Dylan and you guys have me weak.
Yeah, look, man, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. But I mean, I've just there was some very interesting analysis, and there was a lot of interesting things going on at the same time. So it just worked out perfectly.
Yeah,
I've got some notes here and stuff I want to say for the division we're doing on this one.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be a great one, man. But yeah, I love having you guys on. You guys bring a lot of great energy. It's always funny. It's always a great time. And I know the people watching always enjoy it. So, well, yes, ladies and gentlemen, the divisions we're going to today is the NFC South. This is the first division we're going to do. So the first team I have is the Atlanta Falcons. So Atlanta Falcons last season, 8-9. They missed the playoffs. They have not made the playoffs. When I was doing the research, they haven't made playoffs since 2017. And that's when they lost in the divisional round to the Philadelphia Eagles. Some of the major moves they made this offseason, they bolstered up their pass rushing depth. They have the signing of defensive end Leonard Floyd from the Niners. They added defensive lineman Morgan Fox from the Chargers. Last year, they were 31st in QB sack rate percentage. This is a team that really needs to improve their defense. They don't really put pressure on the opposing team's quarterback. They also signed cornerback Mike Ford from the Browns, linebacker Divine Diablo. Diablo, yeah, on the Raiders. I want to make sure I get their names right. They strengthened their secondary with those guys in backline defense. They added safety Jordan Fuller. And then last season, this team was 24th in opponent yards allowed per game, last in opponent completion percentage when defending the pass. And last season, one of their strengths, though, last season, they had a strong offensive line. They resigned a lot of the guys, Shake Matthews, Brandon Parker, Elijah Wilkinson, and Storm Norton. And
Chris Lindstrom. You forgot about Chris Lindstrom. That dude.
Oh, yeah, Chris Lindstrom, too. Yep,
dude,
Chris Lindstrom.
In my opinion, he's probably the best guard in the NFL.
Oh, I like that. Okay. Yeah. Nah, he is one of them. He's one of the best. According to Pro Football Network, they had them ranked as one of the top 10 offensive lines coming into this season. They were very consistent last year. 5th in pressure rate allowed and led the league with a 2.1% sack rate. So they had an incredible offensive line. They know how to protect the quarterback, especially when you have a young quarterback in Michael Penix, who we know has an injury history. And this is first full season. He might become full reps as a starter. So we want to see what he does, especially with a great offensive line. And then you hired the new defensive coordinator, Jeff Ulbrich, who used to work with the Jets. He replaces Jimmy Lake. They hired a new defensive pass game coordinator and Mike Rutenberg from the Jets as well. Rutenberg was key. He helped linebacker Quincy Williams back with the Jets become a first-team All-Pro back in 2023. And he also helped Williams become one of 6 players since 2015 to record at least 100 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, and 10 passes defended in the season. So he's someone who has a high pedigree who I think can help improve their defensive unit. And he also added a defensive line coach as well in Jay Rodgers. One thing I love is their offensive weapons. Bijan Robinson is that dude, man. This guy is one of the best running backs in the league. I know a lot of people have him high in fantasy. like a top 5 player. Some people even said they might even take him number 1. He's that good. He's only 23 years old, 22.
That's a bit of a reach.
No, some people are saying that though. I've been seeing that. Some people are saying they want to take him number 1.
I thought about it actually, but I took Jamar.
I'm sorry, Justin Jefferson.
I'm not taking a number 1 running back. A running back number 1 though. I'm not doing that. Even though I love him.
That's how. I mean, growing up, that's how I learned how to play fantasy football. Like my first year ever playing fantasy football, I think was like 2009 maybe, and that was 2008, 2009. That was when you still, maybe even 07, I don't know, but it was around that time frame. But that was when it was almost like sacrilegious to pick anything but a running back first overall. And then it kind of transitioned over to QB, and now it's starting to shift a little bit back more to running back. But I took Jamar at number 1. I thought about Jettas, but I was like, I don't know if I trust J.J. McCarthy just yet.
Yeah. You want to know what's funny? You want to know what's funny? We mentioned fantasy football here. You guys are probably going to agree with me here. This team is the definition of a fantasy football team come to life. And it doesn't come. And can I be honest here? Raheem Morris is not a good head coach. He's not. He's a good defensive coordinator, not a good head coach. Never understood why they hired him. That was a head scratcher too. And then Arthur Smith was a head scratcher too. This team is basically a fantasy football team where you roll the dice. Michael Penix, I'm still not sold on it. I thought that was a complete reach and a half when they drafted him. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with him. He's going to make or break this team. And as we talk the offensive line, Caleb McGarry is a big loss. That is a big loss.
That was a big loss for them.
I'm looking at the receivers. Drake London, he's always there. Great. Darnell Mooney's hurt. I don't know what's going on with him.
He's questionable for week 1. Expected to be available for week 1 with a shoulder. They say he's expected to be available.
Yeah. I can't trust anyone else that's at wide receiver here. And don't even get me started on Kyle Pitts. I've given up on that guy. I'm not falling into that door, like that trap door ever again.
They thought he was gonna be Shannon Sharp, man.
Oh my god!
Like, I remember when they said that. He looked.
He was an athletic profile. Freak. Athletic freak he was, and he has. It hasn't
never materialized. Never materialized.
Yeah. It's been flashes with him. That's the thing. I think it's the writing is starting to come on the wall, but it's not over for him. He's still young. He's only like 25, 24. But for him, he has to take more pride in blocking and finishing his routes. When he does that, he'll be good. But I also think, too, Kirk Cousins was not the guy at quarterback. And obviously,
good luck with this awful contract, Atlanta. Well done. Good luck with this awful contract.
You have a guarantee, though. I mean,
I was waiting to see who's going to mention it.
As a Saints fan, I was happy. I said, let Atlanta do what they do best. Find a way to choke themselves.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. That too. And I really don't like that I have to be complimentary towards them right now. Like, it really pains me and disgusts me. But I will say that this is a better situation for Penix to walk into. And I think that if everything plays out the way it needs to be, because they still have Ray McLeod, so that he's a good 3. He's a good number 3. But it's going to be pressure on him to see, okay, can you fill in for Darnell Mooney at the 2? Because normally you're a slot guy, and then they're going to probably use a lot of 2 running back sets with Bijan and Algier. Just try to keep it. Just try to make things a little easier, because Penix is more of a pocket passer than he is as a runner. I mean, it's not like he's can't run, but that's just not really his game. But I think that overall, this team has built well offensively. It's more questions on the defensive end. I think pass rush wise, they're going to be set. I'm a little.
They better hope for a good season, because worse for worse, if things go bad, they could always have a top pick to help build the defense. Oh, wait, they don't have that. I know we're reaching here. I know I'm a little reaching here. It's early. Trading up for James Pierce, I understand why they did, because their pass rush was horrendous last year. They overpaid to trade up.
They did.
By giving that first round.
I like James Pierce a lot. And
I do too.
that was a bit of like.
In fact, I like him more than Jalen Walker, but the attitude issues I heard dropped him, so I kind of understood why he was down there. But I mean, Leonard Floyd's a nice, decent pickup too. But I'll give you another player who I kind of like too that no one's talking about here. In the secondary, Xavier Watt. They did kind of need another safety to pair with Jesse Bates.
Yeah. I was about to mention him. Yeah.
They needed another safety badly, and I trust this corner crew with AJ Terrell. I think they got Mike Hughes as well on the team. There's pieces, but there's just still a lot of unknowns. The only thing I do know is that they have a top 5 kicker in this league, in Young Hoku.
Well, they also did they bring back Justin Simmons as well?
I don't think so.
Because I feel like if they had him, they'd have a little bit more. They had he's a free agent now. Wow, that's crazy. I feel like there's for them, they need more depth. I think starting wise though, I hate to say it, but they've built a very good team. They're my pick. It's between them and Tampa Bay. I'm actually leaning a little bit more towards them because of the defensive side. I don't trust Tampa Bay's defense really outside of Vita Vea and a couple of guys. Personally.
Yeah, we'll get to Tampa later. I'm sorry to say this, but I disagree. I just don't see it with this Falcons team. I think their win total's at like 8.5, 8.5 or 7.5. I don't even know if they could get to that confidently. If you were going to bet the win total, I'd bet the under there. That's just me.
Right now, their over and unders at 7.5. So you're actually
I would probably bet the under there in my opinion.
Well, speaking of predictions, so I got into mine, and so before we get to the next thing, my prediction for the Falcons. So I trust I'm outside of Penix. I have a question mark at quarterback, but their running back
coach, you got to have a question mark too.
Yeah. Like Robinson, I have no worries. Like this guy is. What you say?
I'm gonna say this about Raheem Morris. I think the fact that he is a defensive guy, they've not had a defensive mind since
Dan Quinn,
who was their last successful coach, who was the last coach to take them to the playoffs. So I think that them getting back to an identity where you have a hard-nosed defensive coach that is very player-friendly, has a history and track record of that. They'll have to figure things out offensively a little differently because, that's just going to come more so down to the coordinator. But if they have their defensive identity established first and foremost, because I worked at the Ben Stadium 2 years ago, and that was the thing that was constantly their Achilles heel, was their defensive identity was lacking. They didn't know if they were a run-stopping team. They didn't know if they were a team that they were gonna lock you up in the secondary. They didn't know if they were a team that's going to beat you in the pass rush. So if they establish that early on, they'll be all right because, I mean, I love my Saints, but this is a weak division. This division sucks. I'm going to be really nice. This division just flat out sucks. And they've got
awful. Just like the AFC South.
They've got a pretty easy schedule. So that's also why I'm giving them the over. Not necessarily saying that they're a top NFC team, but because of there's so many different factors together. But yes, I do think there are fantasy football teams in the life.
I do want to ask you guys a question, then we'll move on to the next team. If they have a bad season, who do you think gets fired first, the coach or the GM? Because I really think this GM's on the hot seat too.
He's got to be. Given I worked at the Ben Stadium, I was around a lot of people who were Falcons fans. The biggest issue that they've had is that there seems to be much more emphasis on upkeep for the Ben Stadium with the various college football playoff games that come into there, because most of them are played in Atlanta at that stadium, and concert venues. So it feels like the focus is not on the Falcons. It seems like though this is the home of the Falcons, the focus is everywhere else. And I mean, the GM is not necessarily the GM isn't the owner. He's not Arthur Blank, but make no mistake, the GM does oversee and does have some say in some things. And given that Atlanta has had teams to at least be semi-competent, but they shoot themselves in the foot a lot. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a Saints fan. It's just a general observation that anybody with working eyes can see. But it's all about execution. If they can execute, that will be the only thing that saves them. If not, though, I wouldn't be surprised if Arthur Blank starts putting out flyers for a new GM because they've definitely been long overdue.
Yeah.
I think the coach will get butt out. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like coaches always get the short end of the stick, especially black coaches in the NFL, just to keep it a buck.
On that metric, yes.
Yeah,
on that metric, yes.
yeah. And this is what his second season with the team coaching them.
Yeah, but he actually has a lot of good fanfare from both like the city and within the org from things that I've read and things that I've picked up on, and I just feel like given the GM it's Dimitrov, right?
No, it's Fontenot.
Terry Fontenot.
Yes, Fontenot. Yes.
So
Dimitrov is like somewhere teaching sociology wherever. He looks like a sociologist. Like, no offense to Mr. Dimitrov, he's a nice guy, but you look like a sociology teacher.
Joe, there's a college. He's like, I probably see him on campus.
That's all God. I'm gonna have him one day. No, I have no gen ed classes, but he had a personal relationship with Arthur Blank. I don't know how strong it. I don't get the vibe that it's as strong with this new guy. So that comes into play. Versus I've seen Raheem and Arthur Blank interact, and they're very close. So that actually might be. But DJ, I'm not overlooking. Like black coaches do get the short end of the stick.
You're not, bro.
Him being him only being in his 2 year, his second year. But I think it'd be a rare situation where they would actually be like, all right, like we've given you guys we have a lot of cap to work with. We've done a lot of wheeling and dealing in the draft, and we've built a roster that should be able to compete. Keyword should. So if you can't get this done now or done here, you got to go elsewhere. So
preach. Now we got the Falcons inside over here preaching. Look at my guy Dylan over here from Atlanta. Yo, that's inside information, yo. I gotta give it up for my guy right there, man.
They got mad. When they found out I was a Saints fan, because I was very open and honest about it.
I just found out recently you were a Saints fan. I'm like, what the hell? You just posted on his IG story. He cited my center.
Dylan, I'm just gonna say this now.
After this next team, but
I'm just gonna say this now. If you're a Saints fan, you're not gonna like me after this episode.
No. I'm probably going to join in with you. I have very little nice things to say about my team.
Okay.
I mean, outside of a couple things.
In fact, should we talk about them now and just jump?
No, they're to this next team we got.
Let's jump to them because that's the rival. That's the direct rival.
Yeah. So my prediction for the Falcons: 8-9, missing the playoffs.
Yeah. All right, I'm going between 9 to 10 wins if they can fully lock it in.
I'm going with 6. 5 or 6. I'm sorry, I can't buy into this Falcons team. I can't. Yeah. I've done it before. I'm never doing it again until I see it. I have to see it.
Yeah, we got like a whole hierarchy right now. We got the pessimist, Nicholas. I'm like the median, and then Dylan's like the big optimist.
I will say that is a fair ceiling to have for them. That is a fair ceiling.
I don't go any higher. In fact, I don't think any team is going to win more than 10 games in this division. I just think that's how little of this division I think. But the only reason why I'm shooting higher is that I had the blessing of not being an Atlanta sports fan, so I didn't have to go through trial and tribulation year after year.
Yeah, that organization's like that organization has a history of failure, bro.
Imagine being a Falcons fan in that 2017 Super Bowl. I would have felt sick for you, brother.
Oh my God, I'm not even joking. After watching that Super Bowl, said Dan Quinn should have been fired after that game. I still hardly believe that.
All of my Falcons friends were talking up a storm that time. It was great watching them.
Have you heard the rumor that apparently, like during, and then we'll go to the next team, I promise, TJ. Did you hear the rumor that apparently, like during halftime, they thought the game was over and they were like boozing it up in the locker room?
I heard about that too.
They were boozing it up and probably like pilling it up in there, thinking they had it. They walk onto the freaking field like high or drunk, and the only one that's the highest on there is Tom Brady's ego when he throws the touchdowns.
It's what happens when you're not used to winning. You don't know how to act when the blessings start to come in. That's that's the most cruelest but realist thing I'm going to say about those guys.
I bet Devontae Freeman basically imitated a swinging door with his blocks in that game, and I knew it was over.
See, I ain't gonna lie. As a Seminole fan, Devontae was my guy, so I was like,
I love Devontae. He's
I don't want to see you lose, but by proxy, you just have to today.
No,
just by today.
Yeah.
That was a great time, though. That was a great time.
Poor Julio Jones. Great catch, wasted.
Oh, man.
Julio used to be that
he
dude.
scored any touchdowns in the red zone, but
he was one of the few players I was like willing to allow to ring chase in this league.
Oh yeah, no. I wanted him when he joined. What was it, Philly a couple years ago? I actually was like,
Philly or Tampa, if I remember correctly.
Get Julio a ring, please. But okay, my bad. My bad.
You're good.
No, it's my fault.
No, you're good. So the next team we got is Carolina Panthers. Last season, 5-12, missed the playoffs. Okay, so I have a shocker at the end because I think I'm kind of, we'll see. But so similar to the Falcons, the Panthers, they haven't made the postseason in 7 consecutive years. But Bryce Young, I kind of liked what I saw in the second half of the season. He was a young quarterback, we know, former number 1 pick. He struggled most of the season before finding a rhythm and confidence after returning to the starting line. Because remember, he got benched for a few weeks last year.
Yeah, week 2. And he was so bad. He got benched.
So bad because he's a great dude, and he he's short, skinny.
What's creepy too is that he is lucky that one of his players got into a car accident and got injured.
Ooh.
Like that. No, that's seriously why Andy Dalton got benched. He got into that car accident. And
I didn't know that.
You didn't know about that?
No, I thought it was a practice injury.
No. Go look up Andy Dalton car accident. Like that's how he got benched because he I think injured his elbow. I think it was. It was a terrible car accident.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but thank goodness him and his family were okay from it. But that's how Bryce Young got his job back. And look, he may be a nice guy.
Oh, they just picked up their kids from school.
Yeah, he may be a nice guy, but I might be in the minority here. I still don't know about Bryce Young. I really don't know about this kid. Like, he shows like he could be something if he's coached right. And I don't know if he's coached right, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know if I think with Canals as a coach, I think the thing with him is that he is a kind of a relative unknown. Like, I don't really remember him being a name that was like circulating of like, this is a hot coach to be on the lookout for, to make an offer for. It felt more like he was an internal hire by David Tepper as a favor for a favor. You know what I'm saying?
Well, at the time, Dave Tepper was I don't know the man, but he was often being regarded as probably the worst owner in the NFL. Sorry, not the case. No. Not the case. Woody Johnson still owns the Jets. But that was the moment where like no one wanted to go there. Yep, they fired Frank Reich after 1 season, and I think that was at the time too. Tepper threw like that drink at that Jaguars fan, and Scott Fitterer, who was an awful GM, probably the worst GM in Carolina Panthers history if you look at his draft record. But yeah, that was at the time. I still think there's an unknown with him. There's flashes of him being a good coach, but there's also flashes of like Bryce Young being a bad quarterback too. And here's the worst part too, and that no one's talking about. Like, Andy Dalton may still be on the roster. Have you seen how awful he was in the preseason? Have you seen how bad he was?
Who?
Andy Dalton. He sucked.
Oh, I mean, well, yeah.
Sucked in the preseason.
Andy, it's time to look. Andy was one of my favorite college quarterbacks when he was at TCU, but it's time to pack.
It's over.
Time to hang it up.
Be a family man. You had a great career. You know.
I don't understand why they did. I don't understand why the Panthers didn't keep Jake Plummer's kid around because he was much better than the film I've seen of Andy Dalton.
So I got some. I got some interesting. I don't know what you were going to say.
What? I don't actually think that's Jake Plummer's kid. That he had got. I think he had gotten asked by that, and he was like, "That's the thing that people like got misconstrued. That he's not
really."
Yeah.
Oh wow! Then I apologize for that.
Wait, was it Jack Plummer? That no, never mind. You were right. It was another.
Then I'm right.
It was another plumber that was like, no, Jake is not my dad.
Plumber is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like, we're going off topic here, but did you hear that his father like owns like a mushroom? Like he's basically manufacturing drugs right now. I watched a video of him right now with the long hair, and it's like he seriously looks like a Matt Riddle, but older and not on cocaine. That's basically what he is now.
He got peace with life, though. I really enjoy that. I know exactly that feature story that I think it was Sports Illustrated that did. Yes. They were like, what happened to him.
But
like,
good on him. He's trying to help the players out because those shrooms or whatever the hell he takes.
Oh my god!
Or grows, like whatever it is.
Help!
Those help the players. So
I'm gonna get us back on topic.
Okay. Yeah, we better get on topic before I get canceled.
But for the Panthers, I feel like as a team, Bryce did show a lot of improvement in the second half of the season, and I'm willing to see what he does in a full year. But they just traded Adam Thielen, so that now means that Leggett is going to be, they waived Adam Thielen, and he got repicked up by the Vikings. That means now they're going to have to rely on Leggett.
No, they traded for him. I thought they traded for him.
I thought he got waived.
No,
let me look.
They probably waived back when he packed his bags from where his locker room is. But he got traded.
I'm saying that he just got. I'm saying he just got. Carolina just got rid of him.
Oh,
yeah. They traded for him originally. Yes. Okay. Oh no, never mind. They traded. They traded a conditional 2026 7th round and a 2027 5th round to the Vikings in exchange for a 2026 5th round and 27 4th round.
Pickup grades. 2 pickup grades.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I thought that there was going to at least be a little bit more depth in that receiving corps, which was going to make things for Bryce easier, because what would have been worked in his benefit at the running back side is you would have had Chuba and Jonathan Brooks, but Jonathan Brooks is going to be out for.
Yeah, I think it might be time to label him starting in the bust category, and it's not his fault. He got hurt, but he's starting to get to bust/injury territory.
I put that for me. I mean, I guess maybe a little biased because I had injuries, but I put if we don't even get to really see you like that because of injuries, that's just that's your own thing of you've been scratched.
Yeah,
off
I agree. But I will say this about Carolina. I really like this Jalen Coker kid. That he played pretty well last year.
Yeah, he is. What might end up happening, what I could see, because he's a bit more of an X receiver. Yes. I mean, I know they drafted Ted McMillan, but because he's not the fastest, he's probably going to be more of their Z guy.
I think it's going to be on the slot. I think it's going to be more as a slot receiver.
Oh, really?
You think they'll put Leggett at the Z, and then they could put Coker at the X?
That is correct. That's
what. You know what though? Okay, if they do that, that's actually not a bad receiving corps, because all of them at least are good in the short game. And watching Canals last year, they played a lot of West Coast offense. They're going to lean a bit more on the running game anyway with Chuba. So that might actually spell a good situation for Bryce. I like Jatavian Sanders. I think that he has a lot of untapped potential as a tight end, but I feel like they have to they have to allow him to run more they call it the Joker tight end position routes.
Yeah.
Because he's been more used as a blocker, but he can really block well. So it's good he has that skill set. But if they can get him on more red zone and on more medium to deep routes, that will add more. That will open the field up for Carolina. Now, defensively, though,
not good.
Yeah.
That's
so Nick, I have some interesting young stuff for you.
Yes.
So in the first 6 games last season, he only threw for more than 200 yards in a single game.
Yeah.
However, after Thanksgiving, when he threw for over 260 yards and a touchdown against the defending champion Chiefs, his play his confidence just went up. So in the last 8 games of the season last year, he threw for 1,709 yards, 12 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions, 61% completion rate, 4.7% touchdown rate, and a 91.7 passer rating. If you compare that to the first 5 games of the season, it's night and day.
Oh my God!
He was big
He
significance,
was Jamarcus Russell level bad though.
Yeah, it was bad. It was 5 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 59% completion rate, 2% touchdown rate, and his pass rating, 59.4.
Oh.
So you're talking about a big difference. And I think that game against the Chiefs, where he even scored against the defending champions at the time, and the game he had, I feel like that just propelled his confidence. And they could get that second half of Bryce Young to play on a consistent level this year. And if he can even take that to the next level this year, this is a team, especially when some of the players they signed, they got a better cornerback, and they re-signed their Pro Bowl cornerback J.C. Horn to a $400 million contract extension.
J.C. Horn I do love. I'm not going to lie.
Derek Brown I like too, but besides those two, I don't see anyone I like on this defense at all.
Other than that, yeah.
No.
They signed defensive tackle
Shaq,
Tershawn Morton from the Chiefs as well. He should be a good pickup for them. Trayvon Mullick from the Raiders.
A'Shawn Robinson's actually still on the team.
Yeah.
He's decent.
They added Patrick Jones II from the Vikings as well. He gives them a little extra edge rush as well. And they drafted receiver Tatora McMillan, who should be another good throwing target for Young. But yeah, my prediction for this team, I have them going 9-8. I have this team. I have them going. Yeah. Hey, you the Falcons going 10-7. I had to go. Make a little.
Wait, but there's actual personnel on the Falcons that could get them.
I didn't say they're making the playoffs though. I said
it's a weak division too, so it's
that's what I'm saying. They have it's a weak division.
Okay, so you think that Carolina is going to take advantage of
the weak division,
the surrounding landscape around them?
Yeah, that's what I think, and I'm really basing it off of Bryce Young if he could propel what he did from the second half of the season.
I will say Bryce Young is by far the biggest X factor. This team is going to go only as far as Bryce goes, and
correct.
I'm rooting for Bryce. I wasn't looking at Bryce as the number one quarterback of his class. I had CJ as the number one guy, and I hated that I was as right as I was because I do like Bryce. But I do feel like the O-line I still have concerns about this O-line as well. Yeah. And that's the only thing that I'm really worried about on the offensive end, aside from them executing everything on the offensive end. But if they're able to get off to a fast start this year, I think it'll be good because right now they're years away from contending and competing. It's all about getting their mojo back. That's what they need to do. They don't really need to worry about, we need playoffs or bust, Super Bowl or bust. You're not anywhere near that. So your goal right now is to just get to where you're winning close to half your games at least. And then, hey, you forgot one thing about Bryce. You know what was the big key and situation factor for him? Rod Wave. Whatever Rod Wave told him after he lost his girlfriend, a light switch was flipped. And
what are you talking about?
so Bryce got cheated on by his girlfriend cheated on him, and then Rod Wave. I don't know how the communication even happened, but Rod Wave DM'd him an unreleased project for him to listen to, and Bryce got interviewed about it, and he was people found out, but then Rod hit me up and he sent me this project, and I was just locked in after that.
Good
I was
for him.
oh
no, good for him.
Rod Wave I never feel happy listening to Rod Wave. I'm damn, your life sucks. So.
Jesus.
So the Panthers actually
shout out to Rod Wave for helping Bryce get his mojo back, and I'm hoping that that type of energy just continues for the rest of the season. So.
Yeah. But the Panthers actually, I checked it. They have the 5th easiest schedule in the league, so that's also played a factor.
All right. So
that also played a factor in my decision. They opened up with the Jaguars. The Jaguars. They got the Cardinals first 2 games. I'm they could steal one of those games. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine if halftime
they have the Patriots week 4. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine if during halftime they decide to play for Bryce Young. They decide to play some Rodarius Green music. By the way, that's his real name, Rodarius Green. Imagine if during halftime in the locker room they just play Rodarius on there.
I'm pretty sure even on their social media team they started leaning into that a little bit with some of his posts.
Rodarius Green better get some free season tickets after this, or a suite or something like that.
Look, if knowing David Tepper, he's too cheap to even pay. Okay, let me not get myself blackballed in the process. But from people that I know who have worked with the Panthers, they have said that he is one of the most nickel and dime owners that you will ever come across.
Tongue in cheek.
Look at how he handled that practice facility in South Carolina. Oh my God.
That's a high school field. That's not no pro. That's not no pro facility.
It wasn't even finished. They didn't even finish it, and Tepper pulled out, and there's a half-built practice facility that no one's going to use there.
But that's where I will say that this is a division where the ownership actually holds a lot of weight, because I can say Arthur Bland is a really good owner. I'm not just saying that just because I work there, but by and large, employees and anybody who works there always, is treated well, treated fairly. They've got great facilities, a beautiful stadium, great amenities. With Carolina, it's not that. I went to Carolina games when I lived in Charlotte back in 2022, 2023. And, it was fun. I was kind of like, why keep pounding, really? Like, that's y'all... That's a funny fight chant. bunch of grown men yelling, keep pounding.
I don't understand what that has to do with Panthers.
What was that to do with a Panther? But aside from that, right? But the ownership matters because the fact that like Atlanta is invested into building a contender. The fact that in Tampa Bay they're invested, right? In Carolina, I still haven't seen that. You didn't even see that during the Cam Newton years. They were completely fine with go make magic happen, Cam. You do something. So what they're gonna have to do moving forth is, since they don't have a lot of draft, they don't have a lot of draft capital either. They need to get busy and active in free agency.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What's your guys' predictions for their season before we get to your Saints?
This is a mediocre football team. I'm going to go with 6 wins again.
I
can't buy with them. I can't yet.
I'm going 5. I'm going 5 wins, but if Bryce does turn it up a bit, they can at least get to 7. But 5 to 6 is realistic.
Yeah, if they get to 9, I'd be stunned. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
If they get to 9, I will go to Charlotte for a game.
How about this? How about this? Invite me and we'll go to a Charlotte Hornets game.
We'll all go.
Actually, I think I'm going to change my prediction. I think I'll have them going 7 and 10. I think I'll do that.
Oh, wait. Nah. You should stay with your first take. Come on.
All right, 9 and 8. 9 and 8. Okay. 9 and 8 is not bad.
You gave some reasons that could maybe give a little bit of breathing room.
I was having second thoughts. I'm like, was that a little too? I'm like, nah, let's do a hot take on there.
The division is, bro, the division is that bad.
And they have an easy schedule. I'm like, man, their schedule. I'm like, damn, they're not really playing. I'm like, why can't they get to 9? I'm like, why not? If things go right, hey, yeah, I'll stick with my 9 to 8. Stick with my 9 to 8.
Anything is possible, man. Anything is possible.
Like KG said, you know what I'm saying?
Anything is possible in that division. It's that bad. So okay, so are we doing my Saints or are we doing
we got Dylan's team now, y'all.
Oh boy, you're not gonna like me. You're not gonna like me with what I gotta say about this squad.
I'm a Saints and Pats fans if that is any consolation.
Yo, I had no clue you were a Saints fan until I saw you post Chief story. Yo, Spencer Rattler. I was like, what? I never knew you were a Saints fan. I knew you were a Pats fan.
I was posting when I got my IG back. I didn't have. By that point, the season was like pretty much. The season was done for us after week 2, week 3. But everyone, Derek Carr. I was like, don't be fooled.
Well, guess what? He retired now.
Why'd they give him that big contract when they're in cap hell?
Because Mickey Loomis, and you know what? This is where I don't care. Mickey Loomis, if you can hear me, you need to step down. Appoint a successor. Go play golf. Go play musical chairs at an old folks' home. I don't care what you do. Get off my team. You have no idea what you're doing out there.
He's the only one that has a plan to get out of like the $70 million under the cap you guys are in every single year or something like that.
Yeah, but Dylan, how you feeling about your new offensive coordinator, man? Kellen Moore coming from the Eagles as their new head coach. And how you feeling?
I'm going to say this. I love Kellen Moore as a player. Kellen Moore was a dog at Boise State. Loved watching him play. As an OC, to me, I think he's a little bit overrated. I'm not going to lie. Everyone's going to talk about... He
had a lot of weapons to work with in Philadelphia.
Everyone's talking about what last year in Philly. Have y'all seen the offense that Philly has?
Yeah.
The 3 of us, you give us a notepad and a hat, and you're like,
basically,
all right,
coffee boys. We would be coffee boys. Like, get Nick Sirianni coffee or get Saquon Barkley coffee or something like that. I hate coffee. I'll make some coffee just to do the job.
Yo, Saquon, do what you do, man. Yeah, you got it.
You got it, bro. Great play. Your
The best
job.
part about Saquon is if you give him that coffee, he'll share it with others, like he does with his
Jalen
carrots.
Hurts, play action. Oh, throw it AJ Brown first down. Yeah, that's
It's easy. It's easy. But what did he do? What did he do with the Chargers? What did he do with the Cowboys? Nothing. So
he managed to get through awful ownership with both those teams.
Yeah. That I can agree with. But look where he's at now. Look at where he's at now. We have this. I mean, with all respect to the Benson family, I have a lot of respect for the Benson family, so I'm not gonna be disrespectful to that. Mickey, though, no, the gloves are off. But the thing is, I'm not convinced because of we just don't have the personnel, and we have not had any sort of momentum. You know why? Because this team refuses to just tank, refuses to just say, we're going to go out and suck. No, they want to get fans' hopes up by playing semi-competitively but mediocre football throughout the whole year, right? Win themselves out of getting a top pick and then say, well, we're just hoping that the fans come back and feel invested and know that they're going to be who that football. No, tank. Please, just for a year, suck. 2 years.
They can't. They can't because of their awful cap hit. They can't.
You gotta do it.
Even if they have the materials to drop a nuke onto their organization, they can't. They don't have the cap space to do it.
They don't have the money. That's also the frustrating part too, is that we have been in cap hell. We've really been in cap hell since Breeze retired. But
because they kicked the can down many years, and now you push yourself further with this awful Derek Carr contract. And when I look at this team, I'll say it right now, this sucks.
You're not telling me.
This offense sucks. This defense sucks.
You guys, to me, are going to be the worst team in the division.
Oh, my God.
I already had them as the worst team in the division.
They have no quarterback. They have no defense.
Oh, my God. You're going to have it.
Spencer's starting.
I know Spencer's starting, but Tyler's show too back up.
I wasn't a big Shuck guy myself.
It's not Show. It's Tyler Shuck. Yeah,
Shuck. Yeah, the only player I actually think will do well is Alvin Kamara on this team, and who knows if he'll get suspended mid-game for the whole bar fiasco he had years ago. Whatever happened to that, NFL? Anyways,
he traded a Marshawn Lattimore to the Commanders.
Yes.
Okay.
With all respect, and you have Olave still.
I love Sean, but he was over the hill by that point.
Yeah.
He wasn't
Olave. Is Olave even going to want to?
If you watched him in Washington, all he was doing was holding every play. He can't cover the same way. It's because of injuries though. Like Prime. Nah, Sean was that dude. Prime was top 5 corner of his time, but he couldn't cover after a while because of all the injuries he had. He didn't have the same recovery speed.
You know who that sounds like? Brandon Cooks.
The thing is the thing that's tough with this team, my team, is that the handful of very talented players that we do have are largely going to be overlooked because we are so starved for depth. But you can't really call us top heavy either, because that would imply that we were like a team building towards something. But the problem is we're not building towards anything. That's the issue, is that they won't look themselves in the mirror and say, we're not a good football team. We need to really just pull the plug and rebuild. They're still trying to sell fans on the hope of, well, we were only a couple of plays nearly a decade ago in back-to-back NFC championships. We were only a couple plays in the previous NFC championships when we went with Breeze and Graham, and those days are gone. None of them are walking through the door. None. Yep. So
I'll tell you what is walking through the door.
Only one who's still there is Cam Jordan. That's it. And
is he going to stay?
So is he going to stay? Right now, it's tough because I want us to tank, but they're not going to. They're going to find a way to win a handful of games. It sucks for a guy like Demario Davis. It sucks for a guy like even Chris Olave, who I feel like is one of the most talented receivers in the NFL when healthy. But he's had the misfortune of playing with quarterbacks that throw nothing but hospital balls, which is why I'm more leaning towards Spencer, because I feel like Spencer can actually get the ball better to a receiver that can high point versus Tyler Shuck. For someone his size, he throws a lot of low passes. I don't like that in the quarterback. If you're constantly throwing the ball low and you're putting it so where they either have to like bend down or they only can really make chest and like mid-cage catches, I don't like that. You need to throw so they have as much ability to catch, turn, or catch and just make a move. But if we're not able to, I mean, because there are players that I like on this roster. I do like Brian Breesy. I do like Kool-Aid McKinstry. I'm still holding out hope for Alontae Taylor to really become like a shutdown guy. We'll see. And I like Kendre Miller. I think Kendre Miller is going to eventually become our bell cow. If not him, Devin Neal, who I did meet 2 years ago at the NIL Summit. Great guy. So I'm happy for him. I'm rooting for him. But if not, I really want us to tank. And I'm hoping that we finish somewhere in the 2 to 3 win range, which that sounds crazy to say. But like, no, we need to pull the plug. It's been too long going. You know, we just, I mean, I like some of our O-line pieces. You know what I'm saying? I do like Eric McCoy. I do like Talise Fuaga. I don't like Trevor Penning, though. Trevor Penning is not good.
He stinks.
He's not good.
Trevor Penning stinks.
The problem with him, though, was that he was a swing tackle that was drafted to be either a blindside guy or right side guy.
He's a hothead, too. He's a hothead.
He causes.
You guys would know more than me. I don't really watch it. He's like the white Eric Flowers to me, where it's like,
oh my God, that's a great comparison. That's a great comparison. Oh my God, that's basically him.
Someone's gonna get that one. I feel like if he had learned earlier on how to play guard, he might have been salvaged. He might have been decent, but it's too late now. It's too late.
You want to know what else is too late? It's too late for this team to really compete for the next like 2, 3, maybe 4 years with their awful cap.
It's bad.
Their win total currently is at like 5.5. And again, sorry for my internet issues. That's what happens when you live in New York. But to me, the Saints at 5.5. I wouldn't even bet the over if it was at. I wouldn't even bet the 5.5 if it was at 2.
Under.
In fact, I have this team going 0 this year. No wins the entire year.
I'm pulling an 08 Lions. Okay, see, all right.
Yes, and you will get the first overall pick. Let me finish. You will get the first overall pick where you will take Garrett Newsomar.
We don't. You know what's crazy? We don't pick a lot of guys from LSU. That's always been one of my biggest gripes.
Newsomar is the best quarterback prospect. Like, depending on if, you know, the Manning stuff
about LSU prospects, but we don't pick LSU players. I don't get it. They're right in your backyard. Baton Rouge. I mean, it's
number one, the Saints are always, for the past few years, have been picking late, excluding the past few years, we've been in the mid-10s, and a lot of the LSU top prospects go in the early rounds, but
we could have had Jettas in 2020. I think about that quite often.
Man, that would have been
I mean, yeah, like, what's tough is that, like, the only...
Dude, this kicker, I don't know who this Blake Grupe guy is. Who is he?
He's really a punter that's masquerading as a kicker. So we got our work cut out. But I'm gonna say the only way that actually we are gonna be like semi-competitive, even though I don't want us to be, is if our defense is on par. Because I forgot to add Carl Granderson, forgot to add Chase Young, who I might be one of the only people who
stinks.
Another guy who he never materialized into the player we thought he was going to be.
Stinks. Yeah. He stinks.
I think the thing with Chase Young is that
he stinks.
Ooh, another guy right there.
He doesn't have good head. It's the same issue that Jadeveon Clowney had, where it's like you're great as an edge rusher, but you're bend as a pass rusher,
and you get hurt every single year.
But when healthy, he does get pressure. So if he can get pressure,
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Hey, that's the Saints fan in him talking. He's trying to be optimistic. He's trying
the only pressure he gives is to his agent on his next contract. So,
this is hilarious.
I'm gonna say this. It's going to come down to our defense this year because offensively we are years away. I mean,
I don't know if you got that, bro.
What type of narcotics are you on, dude? There's no chance for this team this year.
No, but I'm saying that this team is going to find a way to win games that they shouldn't win, and for whatever reason to it's basically like to put a Band-Aid on a bleeding scab that's been just festering
their cap.
Yeah.
Yo, Dylan.
Slap it. Slap it.
So but Dylan,
they get slapped more times than Ric Flair in a pro wrestling match.
That's true. So I want to see what Rashid Shaheed does because I feel like him getting hurt last year, that was a big demoralizing blow. But with the rest of this team,
stinks.
We're bad.
So let me tell you their schedule, and I have them. I'm gonna let you know right now. I got them going 2-15, man. It's bad.
I don't have them winning at all.
Yeah. So they open up with the Cardinals. I don't see them beating the Cardinals.
Niners. I'm gonna say this now. Arizona's my survivor pick.
Oh,
Arizona is one of my sleeper teams this year, but yeah, we're definitely losing.
We'll get into that in NFC West. So the Niners, Seahawks, the Bills, they're getting ransacked by the Bills in Week 4, bro.
That game is going to be a drudging. That's going to be
the Giants, Patriots, Week 5 and 6. I see both of those teams handling the Saints.
Yeah,
even the Bears with a new coach, better offensive line. I just don't see much wins on this. Maybe the Panther games they play. That's the word. But other than that, or the Titans they play near the end of the season. Other than that,
It's like the AFC North, where we still found a way to win at least 2 division games at the very least.
Yeah.
We usually split with Atlanta, Tampa Bay.
The Falcons are chokers. That's what they always do. That'll probably be their one win. Now that I think about it, if they play them at week 18 or 15 or 16 or something, that will be the day the Saints get their one win.
Because Tampa's had our number these last few years. Carolina's pretty easy competition. Carolina's pretty on the same, pretty much on the same level. So we might win 2 division games and then 1 away game. That's why I said 2 to 3 wins is my prediction.
Yeah, I got 2
games. 0 to 1.
So you're not too wrong though. You're not too wrong.
And with the first pick in the NFL draft, the New Orleans Saints select Garrett Newsom, quarterback LSU.
Yeah. But if Spencer doesn't ball out and Arch turns up, it's the march for Arch over here. That's my.
He's not going to enter next year's draft because they said 2027 he's going to do.
But it's the Manning family. It's the Manning family. You can't trust them.
Here's the thing. We have heard from everyone but Cooper, his dad. And Arch just recently said, whatever my grandpa said, don't take it seriously. Don't disregard what he said.
What my friend texted me about that whole thing is does anyone really care about Cooper Manning at all? The guy was a scrub in football compared to his family.
No. I gotta correct you. Cooper was the best athlete of the family. He had a neck injury.
I know. I'm just saying what he said. I don't agree with it. I'm just saying what he texted me.
If he had never had that injury, then Archie would have had 3 kids. But no, I think if Arch goes and has a great year and the prospect of going back playing for your hometown team and playing for the team your grandpa once played for, I would not be shocked and surprised. There's already a lot of overlap. There's already a lot of conversation.
Imagine if he pulls an Eli Manning, gets drafted there. He's like, nah, I don't want to play here.
If he does that, I will root against him for the rest of his career.
We know.
And all bitterness, but
he's like, "How dare you?"
Hey, if Phillip Rivers is available, you that'll probably make you feel better. Honestly, I don't care what anyone says. Phillip's better than Eli. I don't care what anyone says.
I agree.
That man played through a torn ACL. Put him in the hall.
That's crazy.
I agree on that. Eli was a better clutch player, but Philip Rivers was a better pure quarterback. But
Okay.
yeah. So I got us in the 2 to 3 win range. Look, if they surprise me and do more, cool, but not really.
That's good.
Cool,
bro.
but not really, because again, I don't want
Dylan. Dylan.
They're gonna look. I know
Dylan,
this team.
We really need to discuss about rehab here. If you're gonna keep this up.
Yeah.
They're gonna find
I don't know what you mean if they do more. I don't know about that.
No, I'm not sitting here saying that. I think on a skill level, I'm saying that this team will find a way to will themselves to like 5 or 6 wins and play themselves out of a top pick. That's why I'm saying is that they will find a way to do that, to fake boost fan morale. I don't want them to do that, but they're bold and they're brazen and bold enough to do something stupid like that. But I want us to go for the 2 to 3 wins. That way, we're at least in the top 3 of picks. That's the goal.
Yeah, definitely will be in those 2 to 3 win range. That's for sure. So the next team I got, the last team is letting things out.
Who that nation over here? Don't get it twisted, but
I know who that is.
But right now,
the worst team in the division. That's what's going to be.
No, I know who that is. His name is L.
Yeah. Taking L's out here.
I say this. I'm gonna just say this before we move on to the Tampa Bay. If we had made it to the Super Bowl in 2017, 2018,
I blame the NFL for that, not the Saints, because they rigged that game to get the Rams in there.
Yeah. You brought that up. You brought that up last episode. That would have changed so many things for our trajectory moving forth,
and the reputation of the NFL too. Because I for years have known that the NFL is a ref issue. That game woke the casual fans up to how awful the officiating is.
It had to. It was one of the most blatant missed calls that I've ever seen in my life. In any other football game, that's going to be called a penalty.
Rigged.
You're not missing a call. That right in front of you, you review it over 5-10 times. You're not missing that. With 2017, it was just a coverage lapse.
The Saints never recovered after the ref ball heard around the world. They never recovered after that.
No, we did not. I mean, we made it to the playoffs after that, but we were not the same team.
And no, Bree's arm and ribs were cooked.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah. Like that last season, I was like, my grandma can throw a
oh my God. Like the guy who looked at his shoulder before like he had the issues. So sad.
They said everything in his like AC joint was just completely out.
Yeah.
Bro, Dylan, they might need you to be quarterback because I don't know about the quarterback situation.
They need you to handle their PR team from the looks of it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Look, if we had just drafted Shador like I wanted us to, and then traded some of our.
Apparently, he bombed the interview with the Saints, and they wanted
on purpose. I'm sure he did it on purpose.
We only sent a couple of scouts to go look at him though. That's why I would love to know what was said, because you already knew that there wasn't anything. You already knew that you didn't have a real plan.
I wonder if the Saints helped out Jeff Ulbricht's kid into prank calling him.
I wouldn't put it past, because
by the way, Jeff Ulbricht is lucky he wasn't fired after that moment, because that was a clear case of like you could get. How do you not secure your NFL
when I saw
iPad?
That prank call.
That his son. I hope his son was at least like. I mean, I don't know.
His son should have been in jail, by the way.
I don't know if his son got still get whoopings at that age, but I would have taken his car, PS5, whatever. I would have been like
his alcohol.
I would have taken away his phone.
You go to school, and you come home and do your homework. You don't do you do chores. You don't do anything else.
Yeah, understand. I would have took away his phone.
Prank calls. He prank calls.
Took away his phone. You don't get your phone back.
Imagine if he got the phone numbers to all the GMs too, and he basically calls them up and is like, "Hey, I would like to make a trade for you." Whatever.
That would have been crazy. That would have been in a movie documentary one day if that would happen.
Oh my God! Imagine if his Ulbricht's kid actually did get arrested and was behind bars, and they got him in the orange jumpsuit to be interviewed for that. Oh my God!
What are you in for? Prank calling NFL GMs.
Yeah. Last team in the NFC South Division, y'all. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were 10-7 last year. They clinched the division. They lost to Washington in the wild card. They drafted wide receiver Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State, which he holds the record for the most receptions, 205 in the program's history, which is saying a lot coming from Ohio State. He joins a dynamic, explosive offense that includes Mike Evans, and he has Baker Mayfield, who to me has really flipped around his career, a whole 360 since coming to Tampa. This team was top 5 in points scored last year and yards per game, and they were one of the most efficient teams on third downs last year. They signed edge rusher Hassan Reddick from the Eagles and linebacker Anthony Walker from the Dolphins. They re-signed Levante David, who led the team in tackles last year with 122. We signed in left guard Brent Bredesen. One thing I like to see, though, with Mayfield, even though he has taken a big jump, he needs to cut down those turnovers, man. He was amongst the leaders, tied first in interceptions last year, 16 alongside Kirk Cousins. That's not a list you want to be on, my brother. That's not a list you want to be on. They have an elite offensive line, too, one of the best in the league and one of the best O-lines. And Tristan Wirfs, he's one of the best guys in the league. He's arguably the best at his respective position. He led the league in pass block win rate last year. And the team had a 24.4% pressure rate, the lowest in the NFL last year. I love this team's offense. The question is their defense, though. But I just think they're so high-powered offensively, and they're so efficient. And then you add another weapon, Egbuka, and you still have Mike Evans, who's Mr. Consistency. I have this team being the best team in the division once again. I have them going 11-6 and making the playoffs.
Oh, that honestly, I don't have them with that many wins. I think they get to the 9 range.
Ooh, lower on them.
9. Well, here's a problem. Todd Bowles is not a good head coach. I don't care what anyone says. Like he's managed to get this team above. It's because this division is garbage. Todd Bowles is not a good head coach. I'm sorry, he's not. He just locked himself because he had such a talented roster that was gifted to him with Bruce Arians, who, oh, by the way, he's still an advisor on this team. People forget about that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
I thought he was completely out the NFL circle by this point.
No, he's sort of like in an advisory role. There's a few things I also got to say as well. With the Buccaneers, I love everything that they did with the receiving court. I mean, it's stacked. Buka's going to get high numbers with Godwin's injury. I don't know if he's going to be ready. I love don't forget Sterling Sharp. Sterling Shepard. Well, what's wrong with me? Is on the team as well.
Sharp though just got inducted.
Yeah. Sterling Sharp.
His brother though is getting blackballed. I can tell you that. Tez Johnson, the late round pick's great. But look at the tight ends they have too. I mean, Cade Otton's like he's basically like the Kyle Pitts version, but there's actual consistency in him being good. And I really like this team with Bucky Irving, Rashid White, Sean Tucker. They have a really good running core, and I'm glad Teddy Bridgewater's the backup because he got royally screwed with his high school coaching days, and I think he's going to bring great influence there. This offense is stacked. I am worried about Wirfs' injury. I don't know when he'll be back, but that's a big loss for them if he won't be back till half season. But to be honest, it doesn't matter. Everyone in this division has an unknown. What I do know is this team has the talent. They don't have a good coach. Todd Bowles ain't a good coach. I don't care what anyone says. Nice guy, though. Great guy. Not a good head coach. Great defensive coordinator, though. And we'll focus on offense. I'll go to my views on the defense later, but offense is really stacked, and I like what this team is doing. Really do.
No, their offense is stacked, especially once Chris Godwin comes back. I do think though that they are going to experience some bit of a setback without Liam Cohen because I do think
I don't know about that. Not Liam Cohen last year. Who's the offensive coordinator 2 years ago for the Buccaneers? Where did he go to coach?
He is on the Jaguars.
No, not Liam Cohen.
No.
The other guy who's the Buccaneers offensive coordinator. I'm going to go in the Bing because his name is... Basically, they've had two offensive
Josh Grizzard.
No, I don't think...
Oh, no, that's the one right now. Sorry. That's
No. 2024, I think it was? I'm going to go on to Bing right now.
Oh, Byron Leftwich.
Yes. They went from him and everyone thought he was the high coming. Remember that? Remember how high everyone was like on Byron Leftwich, thinking, "Oh, he's gonna get a head coaching job. He's so great as an offensive coordinator." He left and got fired, and everyone thought that was a big loss. Cohen stepped up to the plate.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that, but I was one of those people that was thinking that he was going to get at least some type
Dave
of
Canales too. Remember 2023? It was Byron Leftwich, Dave Canales. Then it was Liam Cohen. Everyone said when Byron Leftwich left, "Oh no, they lost their offensive guy. They're going to be so really screwed." Byron Leftwich. I don't even know where he's coaching now. He's
at Colorado.
Yeah. That's right. Dave Canales is coaching Carolina. Everyone thought, "Oh no, Dave Canales is gone. They're going to decline." Liam Cohen was there. "Oh no, Liam Cohen's going to be leaving. What are they going to do here?"
You're thinking that they can win in spite of their coordinator. It doesn't matter who's.
Yes. So I don't buy into the hype with Liam. Like the Jaguars are my number 2 team, but I still don't buy the Liam Cohen hype yet. I really don't. But
you didn't like that. Hey, Duval.
Yo, dude, he sounded like a nerd trying drugs for the first time, but instead of taking the legalized version, he took like the illegal version, if you know what I mean. Or like he's the type of guy that like would go into with him saying that, he would go into like a donut shop and complain that there's like a hole in his donut, you know?
You know, that's the whole point of a donut.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he sounded like when he was saying, like, Duval. It's like, he's the type of guy that sounds like he would go into a donut shop.
I don't know. I need to change it.
You want to know why they're called Duval? You know why they're called Duval?
It's Duval County. That's where they're local.
Duval County.
Duval County.
Shout out Jacksonville. I almost worked the market out there. So, but no, I'm gonna say this about Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, as I stated earlier, Tampa and Atlanta are the 2 best teams in the division. I think that with Tampa Bay though, with them, I don't know if they're like quite there to compete with the big dogs in the NFC.
I don't.
You know, like they're like knocking on there. They're right there, but they're not. There's still that leap that I want to see, because one thing that I will say about them is that they are competitive every game. I will give them that, but they do make a lot of boneheaded mistakes. And
yeah, because Todd Bowles is the coach. That's what he does as a coach. He makes boneheaded mistakes.
I mean, look,
he's on the sidelines when the team gets penalized or are down by points, and you see him smiling. You see him smiling on the sideline.
That stuff is crazy. That stuff is crazy. When they were in cover 1 against the Rams in, what was it, 2021 or 20? Yeah, that was a huge, like, come on now, what are you doing? But I just don't know, because like the biggest issue with them has been their secondary, their defensive personnel, and I still don't trust their defense. I know they are trying to address it. They try to address it in the later rounds more and more.
Benjamin Morrison's a good pickup for them.
That was a good pickup for them.
And
that was a good pickup for them.
Who's the 3rd round pick they used?
I mean, they still have
Izzian, Christian. No, not Izzian.
They still have Levante David.
Parrish is good. Parrish is a good player too.
And perhaps, they get good value still out of a guy like Shaq Barrett, but by and large, outside of Antoine Winfield Jr. and Vita Vea, I don't trust most of this defensive unit. So they're gonna have to be winning. They're gonna have to be winning a lot through the offense, which their schedule on the flip side is actually pretty balanced out for them to have some good challenges. And I actually feel like, though, one thing that is in their benefit is their running back. I mean, I know they got rid of. Oh no, never mind. They still got him. I really like the running back room. I think they actually have the best running back room in the NFL, with Bucky Irving, Rachaad White, and Sean Tucker. That's three running backs who can all be a three down running backs if they were anywhere else. Baker does have to cut the interceptions down a little bit because some of those came in some like key crucial moments, but I do think they're set. But the only thing is they're gonna have to win a lot of games on the offensive end. They're gonna have to put up a lot of points, and that puts just more pressure and strain on your offense, especially when your head coach isn't really an offensive guy to begin with. But if I was to predict wins for them, because that's again factor in Mike Evans still there, Cade Otton's still there, Godwin will be coming back, Jalen McMillan, Emeka Egbuka. I said 9 to 10 wins for Atlanta. I'm going the same. 9 to 10. The only thing I think that's going to come down to is their division matchups, because they struggle against Atlanta. Atlanta, for whatever reason, has had their number. So as long as they can beat Atlanta, they'll be set. They can win the division.
They open up the season against Atlanta and Atlanta, so that should be a good one.
That's gonna be an interesting game. I will watch. I'll watch all the division games I can, just so I know the competitive landscape of what's around. Even though it's really dire and bad over on my side, but yeah, I got them in that 9 to 10 win range.
What about you, Nick? Where you have the Buccaneers?
I'm at 9 on the dot. I think this is an above 500 team record. I think that's the right number for them. This division sucks.
Yeah. No argument on that.
This is probably the worst division we've done. This is probably the worst of them all.
AFC South, you could argue.
No,
AFC South, yeah, but at least AFC South has the Texans. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think the Texans are that great of a team.
The Texans are like the Buccaneers of the AFC South, solid, but not
but with no O-line. But with no O-line or no depth.
I think what the Texans have going for them is that they have a much better foundation. And I feel like, to me, I like Baker. I put Baker in the top 10. I've got CJ in the top 10 as well, but I have CJ a bit higher. I think CJ has much higher ceiling than Baker. I think that we're getting close to seeing Baker at his absolute peak. He's right. He just turned 30. And I mean, granted, 30 is not a death sentence as a quarterback, but that he's a quarterback that's very gutsy. He's going to take a lot of risks and he's going to take a lot of chance, and that's great. But at what cost? You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that I ask.
I know it's funny too when you look at the AFC South and the NFC South. They're basically similar. I mean, the Texans are basically the Buccaneers. The Panthers are basically the Titans right now. The Jaguars are the Falcons, and the Colts are the Saints. That's basically what they are. I mean, it's for real. That's what they are.
Oh, man.
At least the Colts have a little more talent. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to say the Colts.
I don't know about that either. I don't know if the Colts have that much talent.
You got Jonathan Taylor.
Look,
you got Jonathan Taylor. The Saints have nowhere near a player like that.
The Saints got Alvin Kamara, so that's one talent.
I love AK, but Jonathan is better.
I'd rather have AK. I'd rather have AK, to be honest with you. Kamara.
I'm gonna say this about AK. I'm gonna say this about AK. With AK, the problem is that we have not had an OC worth a damn that actually knows how to utilize him. So it's his value, that.
And the Colts have had that. Look at Kamara. Look at Kamara without competent offensive coordinator play, and look at Jonathan Taylor with competent offensive coordinator play. I'd rather take the bad offensive coordinator with the good talent than the good running back with the good offensive coordinator, because that guy over there has nothing to work with coordinator-wise. That guy over there does. And that guy over there is succeeding with the bad one. What if that guy had the good one?
I'll say this, because the one thing too, though, that I would slightly give the edge for Jonathan Taylor is that he can be a true 3-down bell cow.
That I agree with you on.
If Alvin had that ability, that would change so much. But because when Alvin came in, he was playing with Mark Ingram. Played with Mark Ingram for quite a bit. We had Latavius Murray as well. He's always played better.
He's still in the league? I thought I don't think he is in the league anymore.
No, I'm saying that the years. I'm saying years back. But I'm saying that now that Alvin has to be the older one with either either Kendrick Miller or Devin Neal. I would love for Devin Neal to be that guy.
I like Devin Neal a lot too.
But we have to see what can be done because, I mean, potentially maybe Kellen Moore figures something out, at least in the running side. But there's not much to look forward to.
So
in the sense,
even the Colts too. There's nothing to look forward to with the Colts. For what? For Daniel Jones to not know how to throw a football? For Anthony Richardson to play for like the 4 snaps he plays before he either goes, "Oh, I'm tired," or "Ow, I got a bruise on my hand. I don't want to play anymore," or if I get injured.
I'm dead. I mean,
I'd rather have the Saints quarterbacks than the Colts quarterbacks. I'm sorry.
You know what?
I'll probably compare the Titans and the Saints because I feel like they're both going to be the 2 worst teams in the division, honestly. That's why I think.
I think the Colts are going to be the worst team in that division.
At least the Titans have a young quarterback to at least potentially be exciting. You know what I'm saying?
I really wanted us to – I was really hoping that we were going to be bad enough to get Cam Ward, but
you guys always try to be good.
But hey, you basically got Justin Herbert's backup 7 years ago. You got that going for you.
I think though, I will say this with all love for my Saints. I do think that Spencer could potentially at least do somewhat well.
They said that 3 years ago when he was projected to go first overall.
But he had to. But what he basically experienced in that time was like an ego death. He was like on top of the world. He got brought down. But then he had to really grind and work his way back up. I did see a lot of promise out of him last year, even though we didn't win any games. But his arm talent is actually like one. I think that pure arm strength wise, Spencer does have one of the strongest arms in the NFL. Like if we're just talking about,
I'm a little surprised. I'm surprised they cut Jake Haener. I'm a little stunned they caught him because
I'm not shocked because the thing with Jake Haener was that he kept getting himself in trouble using with PEDs, and it didn't do anything to help him.
That is true.
He still was third string. He could. Here's my thing: if you can't beat Taysom Hill out as a quarterback,
I keep forgetting he's still. I keep forgetting he's still on this team.
He's still on the team.
The utility weapon.
He plays special teams. He plays tight end. He plays quarterback.
The James Green of the NFL.
He's basically. People always say like, "Oh, Travis Hunter can't make it with playing 2 different positions." Taysom Hill was the first to do it. People forget about that.
I will give Taysom Hill this credit of like he's basically what Tim Tebow should have embraced in the NFL to becoming.
Are you sure about that? His Jaguars tight end tenure was horrendous. He was legit the worst tight end in the NFL.
That was after though. By the time he did that, he was like completely
out of the league for 5 years. I think it was.
Yeah, but that was like, hey, Urban, I want back in the NFL. Can you get me a job? Like that was. It was one of those situations.
I'll get you in on one condition: you allow me to kick the kicker.
Yeah.
You allow me to stay behind while I'm excommunicating myself with other people and not with my wife.
He's like, I'm choosing my words carefully on this topic. But
no, seriously, that's basically what Urban Meyer was.
But that was the worst. That was the big one of the worst like coaching debacles we'll ever see.
Oh my god, it's either him or Nathaniel Hackett that are the worst head coaches in NFL history.
Oh my god, I forgot about Nathaniel Hackett.
Nathaniel Hackett, head coach of the Broncos, that is a case where he should have been fired after week 1. Yeah. That is seriously, that Seahawks Broncos game, I saw it, I'm like, this guy should be fired immediately.
I think Taysom Hill is just like the Mormon right-handed Tebow. You got him there, But nothing used to make my blood boil more than hearing Sean Payton say, "Oh, we've got our guy for the future in Taysom." No, we don't. He doesn't have an arm.
Well, Sean Payton was checked out at that time. He was.
I mean, I love Sean Payton, but he was definitely.
And he saw the writing on the wall. He wasn't going to win with this team. And with him being checked out, he's like, yeah, I'd rather try being an analyst. That didn't go too well for him, but he's back coaching.
At least he's on a good solid team now.
So, yeah, I think overall, it's the weakest division in football, but at least in the AFC South, there is some guys with more of a ceiling. There's not much of a ceiling over. I mean, it depends. Well, 3 of the 4 teams do. We don't. So
I don't know about that.
Not to be you're not giving. You don't think which team do you think I should take out? Atlanta or Carolina?
Yes.
Yeah.
You didn't answer.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you think just one? You just think it's Tampa?
Yeah, I think Tampa wins this division
Easily.
No. I'm saying that.
I have Atlanta, Carolina at 6 wins, and I have the Saints at 0. Take the ceiling out. Maybe I could see it with Atlanta. Man. Maybe if I could see it with Atlanta, if they actually live up to their expectations and not like for week 1 act like a fantasy football team, like yeah, I'm going to win the championship, like that type of thing. Consistent. So yeah, take the ceiling off of those teams for now. I can see one for the Falcons, but it's like all the way up by Jack's Beanstalk, if you know where I'm going.
I'm gonna say this. Yeah, it's going to come down to Atlanta and Tampa. Carolina should be better. Keyword should. New Orleans, we're gonna be the worst team, but
Garrett Newsom, come on down.
We don't start tanking, buddy. Don't be the Brooklyn Nets of the NBA, man. Where y'all don't have the talent, and you just start. We're trying to win
basically, and you trade all your picks and futures away for cancerous players that don't.
NFL, man. Don't be the Brooklyn Nets, man.
Yeah, you trade for cancerous players that don't even want to play the sport anymore, and they're just in it just for the paycheck. That's James Harden. He doesn't care about the sport. He just cares about his paycheck. That's James Harden.
He's like.
We're allergic to LSU players, but. Yeah, I'm giving. I think that the NFC South though could potentially have no playoff teams if they really. I mean,
no playoff teams in the NFC South.
In the sense of like after wildcard weekend, that's it. If any of these teams' defenses don't really step up, because right now, three of the teams we talked about, I'm omitting the Saints. But 3 of the teams that we talked about, their offenses are pretty substantially better than the defenses. So every team of those 3 needs to have their defense play at a high level if they want to have some bit of a competing chance. Some bit. But no, none of these teams are Super Bowl contenders. No team to me makes it past. No team makes it past wild card weekend.
Like the great Rob Parker would say, no way, no how.
Yeah. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. I mean, unless like the number 5 seed becomes like, I'm trying to think who could be a 5 seed. Like Minnesota, who always chokes in like the first round of the playoff.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we'll get into
Minnesota.
We'll get into them probably tomorrow or another time because we're gonna do the NFC North. But I know Nick has to go soon to do a new episode. So before we log off, tell people where they can find your work, guys.
Yeah, you go first, Nick.
Are you sure you're on here more? I think I should give it to you, and I feel bad for the way
I've been great. I like that. That was courteous right there. That's a teammate right there.
Look, I can be a little unique sometimes. I've been called that by a few people. I don't know why, but I want to be nice. So, Dylan, you go first.
I appreciate that, Nick. Thank you. You're too kind.
Yo, he does he's like this, like my dog.
Look, I appreciate it because. No, like I do value your analysis, and I do know like you have a good insight of the game. So
do you, dude. So do you.
I appreciate that, man.
My football insiders right here.
You said what?
Yeah, my football insiders right here.
Look, I'm not mad. I'm not mad if we go 0 0 wins. I just want to make that clear.
Sure about that?
I'm not mad. We used to wear paper bags over our heads.
My team wears paper bags every single game. There's a difference here.
Yo, Dylan, where people can find your work? Because I know Nick got to go.
All right. So anyway, DJ, thank you as always for having me on your platform. It's always a blast, always a pleasure. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at Kwon, KWON_solo. You can also follow my podcast page, Chilling with Dylan 1229. I'm going to be a lot more active on that. I've just been trying to get situated in this grad school stuff. Check me out, though. I'm going to be covering a lot of football and volleyball and a variety of the sports. So stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of content.
Wait, volleyball? You doing
volleyball is a good sport, dude. Trust me.
You know volleyball? I'm saying, you know volleyball? Like, you know the...
I know a little bit. I've been learning a lot more. Plus, I know a lot of people who played it. Like a lot of my circle played volleyball. So
that was fun. I ain't gonna lie.
I love watching Olympics. Olympic volleyball is so fun.
Ooh.
And college volleyball, like I used to like help out the when I was getting my master's degree, I was at the volleyball games just helping them give the balls to players. I don't know how their wrists are broken for how hard they hit it. It's crazy.
You get up and overhand.
I swear throughout the entire season I had like black and blue bruises all over me. I'm surprised that no ragu fell out of my nose through some of the hits I was getting with the volleyball.
Volleyball was my second favorite sport to play behind basketball. That was my second. I love that sport.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one?
They didn't have a team for guys in high school I was mad.
Which one, indoor or outdoor volleyball?
Yeah, was
probably indoor. Probably like in gym we played volleyball. Man, I was killing.
I was a scrub. I was a scrub. I was a scrub at that game.
You know, I'm 6'3" and I could jump a little bit, so I could like.
I was legit like just going like this the whole time. Like
I'm tall, so I'll set my teammates up. Yo, you got it. Yeah, we got little gym days. Those were the days. Nah, volleyball. I mess with volleyball, man. Yeah, I have terms on volleyball. I got to study those terms. I have a packet I printed out a while ago. But yeah. Oh, Nick, don't forget. Let me not forget you, Nick. Where people can find you.
Oh, of course. Well, if you see my name down here, which I think you'll see, am I pointing it? I don't know if I'm pointing it.
Yeah, no, they see it. Your name's appearing on here. Trust me, I see our names.
Yeah, if not, I'm going to look stupid like I have the past like few hours now. But yeah, you can follow me, find my name, Nicholas Mullick. I almost said Twitter. I'm on the X. I'm on the Facebook. I'm on the LinkedIn. Contemplating explaining to other platforms. I don't know. I gotta really go to like the Aaron Rodgers retreat thing to think about it more if I want to join those type of things. But yeah, you can find me there. And I will absolutely be back for another show if you would like me to come back.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk NFC North probably tomorrow or Saturday. Probably we'll see.
It's gonna be a fun episode.
Yeah, NFC North. NFC, yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. That's gonna be a good
one.
Oh
man, and hey,
best division probably.
I'll just get a little bit of a tease in there. How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
That's what I said before the episode, bro. I said before Dylan came, I was like, "Yo, when we get to the Packers, that's what I'm gonna start off with."
Oh man. How about them Cowboys?
Bro. That's gonna be a great way to start. This was another great episode with my fellas, man, talking football. My guys, I learned even more football from them. You know what I'm saying? Because football is like my second favorite sport, behind basketball. Sorry for the technical issues. We can't really control it, but hope you guys enjoyed this episode with my fellas, Dylan and Nicholas, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Bye.